Jerry Mallory here for SB Nation and prideofdetroit.com. Lions fans, it's happened again. Another young player in the news, not for things pertaining to football, but getting into mischief. A little run-in with the cops. This time it's Aaron Berry. Now, after this happened, it got me to thinking, what's it going to take? They've seen their other players get in trouble. They've seen LaShore get suspensions. Fairley may get one. They've heard Jim Schwartz talk to them in Mayhew and Lewan. What is it going to take? Not just for Aaron Berry, but for players as a whole to cut back, to realize what a great opportunity they have. One of the best careers in the world. But yet and still, they can't seem to keep their noses out of trouble. And to me, I came up with one solution. You got to start hitting these guys a little bit harder where apparently it counts to them the most. And that's in the wallet. Not a skinny wallet like this, but in the fat wallets that they possess. You know, when we get hit with a DUI, it's a big financial strain on us. And we're going to watch a quick video. We'll have a math lesson, get ready for that, that talks about that. But for them, you know, a couple $1,000s is a drop in the bucket. So I put myself in the seat as NFL commissioner. I've come up with a new mandate, hitting them in their wallets a little bit harder. And I want to hear your response and your reaction to this. But first, let's take a look. Let's go to math, and we're going to look and see the type of strain that a normal person is hit with when they're hit with an infraction like a DUI. And this is going to be the ground or the basis for this new mandate that Commissioner Jerry is going to put on the NFL.
Break out your calculators, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to do a little bit of math. First, when you add this plus too much of that, it's going to cost you a lot of this money, dough. But how much? How much dough does a DUI really cost? Taking a look at some figures, the average U.S. yearly salary is approximately $40,000 annually per year. Now, for each state, DUI fees and fines, they fluctuate, but on average, when you get a DUI, you're looking at about $5,000 of your hard-earned money going out of the window. So it's simple. $5,000 is 12.5% of the average American's yearly income. Quite a big chunk of money for driving, having a little bit too much to drink, and getting caught.
So yeah, you know, 12.5% of your yearly income, that's a lot. Much more than I'd ever want to give because of being mischievous, having a little bit too much to drink, and then hitting the road. So now it's time for the NFL mandate. Commissioner Jerry has spoken. And here's a new rule that if I control things and I can get the CBA to work in this regard and I can get the players union to agree with, this would be the infractions I would lay upon people that can't keep their nose clean.
Whereas explicit details and legal jargon is soon to follow, we are releasing the groundwork of a new NFL disciplinary mandate with the hope of deterring our players from criminal action. Here's the initial information. Number 1. First offense. This offense will be deemed by a panel but would have specific parameters that will apply to any falling in this category. The first offense will result in a 12.5% fine of that player's yearly salary. This offense can range from a misdemeanor to felony charges and will include infractions such as DUIs, assaults, and possession of narcotics. The second offense will result in a 35% fine. The third offense will result in a fine deemed by a panel that could range anywhere from 40% to a 75% fine. Note, these penalties will result in conjunction with any other penalties we have already established here at the NFL. These yearly fines will take place in addition to any game suspensions and game checks lost based on previous NFL disciplinary fines. What that means is this: if a player, let's say, is fined 2 games because of disciplinary actions that we've already set forth in our CBA, he loses 2 game checks. Those 2 game checks are gone. That means he now makes a new salary, and we're going to tack on 35%, 12.5%, maybe even 75%, depending on how many times he makes these infractions after those fines and those game checks. Basically, he'll get hit with a very big fine. So we're taking this serious, and as your commissioner, we're hoping not just to do a big money grab. We're hoping that players look at this They look at these fines and they start to realize how serious this is, with the hope of improving the quality of our brand here at the NFL.
So the Lions have had a few players that, as we know, has been mixed up with the law this offseason. Let's look at two of them, Nick Fairley and the aforementioned Aaron Berry, and we would see if this new law, this new mandate took place, just how much money these players would be losing this year.
Let's start off with cornerback Aaron Berry. When everything is said and done, he will probably fall into the first offense category, which means he will get a fine 12.5% of his salary. In 2012, he's going to make $415,000, so that fine for that one crazy night is going to cost him $51,875. Now, moving on to Nick Fairley, he's been a bad boy twice this year, so he would fall into that second offense category. He's making $2.25 million in 2012, so let's take off 35% of that. He's looking at fees of $787,500. That's a lot of ducats.
I realize that a mandate like this would be hard to get passed. The new CBA has just, gone by, so having new rules of this magnitude would be difficult. The players' union will be against it. I know there's a lot of legal ramifications and contracts. I get all that. I was just putting that out there to really, in a sense, show just how hard I would like to hit these players when they get involved with these type of things, because it seems like money is the only thing some of these players care about. But leave your comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is my penalty too hard? Is it too far-fetched? What would you do to try to stop some of these players, deterring them from these detrimental criminal actions? Leave your comments, subscribe. We'll be back soon. We'll be talking about Jim Schwartz and his new contract, a very good video, one that we can celebrate and have some fun about in the next couple of days. As always, this has been Jerry Mallory. I want to thank you for listening, for watching. Hopefully you're listening and watching. And as always, we're brought to you by SB Nation and PrivateDetroit.com.